Hi, everybody. Welcome to All the Things with Julie Miller Davis. I am Julie Miller Davis. Welcome to my show. Today, we are going to be interviewing Tiffany Cox, the CEO and founder of Tiffany Cox Design. Cannot wait for you to meet Tiffany. But first, let's talk about all the things. The way that this show came about was a bunch of us were talking about why I do what I do. And it is largely because a lot of business owners and people in business are trying to manage all the things and not really focusing on the things that they should be doing to move the needle forward and delegating the rest, or really and truly prioritizing the things that are going to move them forward. They're just trying to keep all the balls in the air. So we came up with all the things with Julie Miller Davis so that we can talk about things that other people do that might help you as a business owner not do all the things. How's that sound? So today I am bringing you Tiffany Cox of Tiffany Cox Design, and just a little bit about Tiffany. I have to read a little bit here. First of all, I want you to know that Tiffany is my personal marketer. So her marketing company does all the marketing for JMD Productivity Training. And so she runs my website. She does my social media. She does my ads. She does my SEO. She does it all. And her firm is phenomenal, and she has built an awesome business. So Tiffany has always had a passion for helping businesses succeed. Growing up and watching her family own and run a variety of successful businesses has inspired her to do the same to help others. Graphic design and marketing have given her the perfect opportunity to do that. In her career, Tiffany has worked for several marketing agencies, from a promotional products company to a technology marketing agency. This experience in both the corporate and small business environment have helped shape her marketing skills and translate them to her clients. Today, Tiffany is the founder and president of Tiffany Cox Design, a full-service marketing agency specializing in helping small businesses, startups, and solopreneurs get more customers through digital and traditional marketing services. I want to welcome to the studio today, Tiffany Cox. Yay!
Hello.
Tiffany.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm so happy. Tiffany is here bright and early with us from the great state of Washington.
Yes.
So Tiffany, I just told them a whole bunch about you, but is there anything else that you would like us to know about you and your company?
Oh, you definitely hit the nail on the head. Yeah, we really help maximize your marketing. And we work specifically with small businesses, mainly because they have to be marketed so differently than a big corporation. And what we do is create a really customized plan so that way every marketing dollar counts. And that's just so huge with getting the reach for the smaller budgets that small businesses have. So,
Yeah. Love
yeah,
that. Love that. And yeah, we can't, as small businesses, as entrepreneurs, sorry, I've got crazy here.
static. It's the winter.
I know. We've got we don't have a chief marketing officer and that kind of thing. We don't have someone
Exactly.
that's doing that. And most of us are not trained to do that, right? We end up flying by the seat of our pants, and we know that we need social media. We know that we need some kind of SEO. We know we need a website, and we don't really know how to make all of those things work. And a chief marketing officer would be awesome. And that's not how we're structured, right? So to have
Exactly.
you and your business and your knowledge and expertise is it's really invaluable for anyone that steps in with you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We do kind of act like your chief marketing officer, if you will,
Yeah,
your outsourced chief marketing officer.
exactly. That's
So,
exactly
yeah.
right. So, hi, Leisha. Hi, Susie. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So what I we're kind of JMD Productivity Training is all about productivity habits, time. You know all of this. Tiffany's been she is on my team now and also has engaged in JMD Productivity Training for quite a while to continue to be able to build her business in a really intentional way. And so I'm wondering, Tiffany, if you could talk to us about what was in the past a problem in your business and how did you solve it?
Yeah. So, like most business owners, I started out as a one woman show. And so I was doing all the things. So I love how you named this all the things because I was doing all the things. And I was the accountant. All of those services we just talked about, I was doing every single one of them myself. So I did everyone's social media. I did their website. I did, their ads. I did all of it myself. And it very quickly became overwhelming. It was too much. And, actually that's how we kind of met. I met you at a networking event and I actually reached out to you because I was like, oh my gosh, this is the productivity guru and I need help. I am freaking out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and really it started with identifying like how do I structure my day and how do I structure my calendar and how do I structure me first.
Yeah.
And getting that all sorted. And we actually got to a point where I was doing like 4 days and I had 3 days off. So I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And so I added more clients and then it's almost like a revolving door,
Yeah.
right? So you learn, you change things, and then there's new problems that you have to solve. And then I got to that point where it's like, okay, now I need a team because I've productivityed myself to the point where I can't productivity more.
Right. Everything's so full. And what you didn't say that I want people to hear is that, and I get to dig in a little bit more with Tiffany because I have history with her, is that you were doing all the things for all your clients and you were unable to do those marketing things for your own business, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's what happens is we are serving our clients and we're doing our accounting and we're doing all these other things and we're doing everything we're supposed to do for our clients. And then what happens is people can't do the things they need to do to actually grow their own business and take care of their own business. And so that it was like this point of I can't add any more clients and there's no more time to be had. And so then we restructured everything. And yeah, at one point down to 4 days a week, which opened up all this space for more clients. And then when you add your team, that adds more space for more clients and that kind of thing, right?
Exactly. So, now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I've got, more clients coming in. But this last year, I really focused on me and building my business. So we beefed up our social media. I'm like, okay, I can't be the cobbler's kids don't have shoes anymore.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
We beefed up our social media. We beefed up our online presence. I started doing workshops, and I had this open space to be able to do that I wouldn't have without my team, without, structure my calendar and all of those good things. So, and we grew like crazy this year, just beefing all that up.
Just getting all that visibility. If you guys don't follow Tiffany on social, you totally should. She does some really cool things that she's putting out there on LinkedIn. Tell them, we're going to get to it later, but tell them right now, like where to find you on social.
Yeah. So just look up Tiffany Cox Design on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram. I'm on all the things.
LinkedIn. Yeah. I'm on all
LinkedIn. Yeah. So any platform that's your muse, I'm on there. So
yeah. And it's really fun to follow her, and she does video and she does some really good posts and shares some really great things out there. So please make sure you engage with her. So, at my business, recharging and filling up your battery and recreating are really important to me. And and a lot of people engage with me because they want that piece back of their lives, right? and to be able to be fully present when they're recharging or recreating. And you moved to the country in Washington. And so I think I would love for you to share with everyone, what do you do to fill up your cup, like to recharge and to recreate?
Yeah, well, I have to figure out a winter recreation. Um,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, this summer we did a ton of gardening, which was so much fun. I just love to get outside and I just like to sit. I don't even like to do anything. I just like to sit outside and hang out with my dog and just relax. And, I do have these waves of like, I'm really into work and I want to work. And then I get these like, dips where I'm like, okay, I just want to chill and relax and do nothing. So I definitely take advantage of my internal cycle and allow myself to have that rest period. And being really connected with my
Yeah.
calendar is really important.
Yeah. Oh, did I
Um,
lose you? There we are.
oh yeah, internet troubles. Gotta love
Crazy.
them. Yeah, so I always kind of take advantage of those cycles of, high productivity and really take advantage of that, and then also the lulls and not get into that guilty feeling. A lot of us feel guilty when we relax and we aren't working,
Yeah.
and really not getting into that headspace of
Yeah.
feeling guilty about
Of
it.
feeling
So
guilty. And so what I really love that you just said is that whole thing of being able to do these things without feeling guilty, because what I found is there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, men and women, who when they are when they're filling up their cup, when they're doing things that they enjoy that take time away from business, they feel really guilty that they're not doing business, and
yeah.
vice versa. When they're doing business on the weekends or night or whatever, they feel guilty that they're not engaged with their family or even their dogs and stuff. They're like, oh, I should be doing this other thing and not here. And so a lot of what you've put into place is the ability to have the space to do those things and be enjoy, like really and truly enjoying it, right? Really enjoying it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does take being somewhat ruthless with your calendar.
It
Um,
does. Here's the interesting thing I'd like to talk to you about, Tiffany, because a lot of creatives come to me and they
yes,
are like, I'm creative, and you and I went through this. We had a little like tug of war around it, right? I'm
we did.
creative and I don't want to be put into this box of my calendar and tied to these times. And so can you
Mhm.
talk about how we have and I don't expect anyone. I mean, we're entrepreneurs. I didn't sign up for a 9 to 5er here, or a 9 to 9er. So what um how does how do things work for you to be able to have the structure and the flexibility all at the same time? Because I think it's really important for people to hear that you can be structured and you can still have flexibility for the creative things that you like to, that when you feel creative and when you need to create.
Yeah, so rather than creating a schedule, I created more of a pattern.
Okay.
So the only thing that's scheduled is my call slots,
Mhm.
because you obviously have to schedule.
You have to have a
I
calendar
mean,
to
you're
get
not getting
people
around
to
that.
meet with you. Yeah.
Exactly. So I have my call slot at the same time every day, but everything else is more like a pattern. So like when I wake up, it's really more of a pattern rather than at 8 a.m. I wake up. Sometimes I'll actually be up later working on a project, so I'll sleep in later. And with creatives, and even like I think I'm probably ADHD, but with that kind of brain pattern, sometimes you just need that structure of the day rather than I'm waking up at 8 a.m. every day and I'm doing this every day. It's more like I wake up, I feed the dog, I do my morning ritual kind of thing, your morning routine. And it's kind of a step by step process rather than something that's blocked into like specific
Mhm.
time chunks.
Mhm.
Um, and then as far as like tasks go, I do break them up into like how long is this going to take me, and it just kind of stacks on itself. So it depends on when I wake up, when I end.
Okay.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
little bit more flexible. And so that way, when I'm creative, I have that time to be creative and really be open with that and
Mhm.
not feel guilty that it's after 5 p.m., you know,
Yeah.
that I'm still working,
Yeah.
but it's like, well, I'm feeling the creative juices flowing. So I just take advantage of it.
And then you
So,
give yourself some grace the next day because you were able to do
exactly.
that. I love that. And Leisha Labruzzi's on here and I can call her out. And I've had several clients and you were one of them too. You're like, I am so much at a night owl and I don't do this and that in the morning. And I've converted most of you. You're not morning people necessarily, but like you can get
Morning-ish.
stuff done in the morning and you don't have to work so late into the night. You can actually like, if you're a night owl, you can actually like enjoy being a night owl. Um,
Exactly.
and so I've converted a few of you and it's not a total conversion as far as, I mean, we have our rhythms when we have our rhythms, but at the same time, we do still have more like fresher brain power in the morning to do things. And it doesn't have to necessarily, be something we're turning on or off, but
Yes. So it's eating the frog first thing, whether your
yeah.
morning is at 10 a.m. or your morning is at 7. So,
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly. So, what is something that you have conquered recently?
ooh, could it be something I'm conquering?
Yeah,
Like in
absolutely.
the
Let's hear
process
it.
of conquering?
Let's hear it.
So email, and I'm sure everybody's going to comment like, "Oh my god, I hate email." Um, so email and I don't get along at all. I
Yeah.
get into these waves where I clean out my inbox. And I'm like, yeah. And then it turns into a nightmare again. So we're creating a system where instead of email, it's going to go straight to our task management system and my team can just handle it. And it's not an email and we don't have to touch it. We're still working out some bugs. I've
Okay.
selected a couple clients to be my guinea pigs for it.
To
And
try it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and they found some bugs, but we're working those out, and hopefully after we roll that out, I get about 80% less emails is my goal.
Wow. That would
So,
be amazing. So, let's stay tuned for that. I would like to engage with Tiffany to get that because
right.
I know a lot of us are drowning in email, some
Hmm.
more than others. And so I am so excited to hear how that goes. Um, I'm always about self-improvement, business improvement, that kind of stuff. And so a lot of our listeners are too, and a lot of people in the Unstuck community are always thirsty for knowledge. So is there anything that you're reading or listening to in the business development, self-development arena that we should check out, a podcast or a book or just someone that you follow that we should check out?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure a lot of people follow her, but I love me some Mel Robbins. Um, Sometimes I need a kick in the pants, and
Hmm.
she is the kick in the pants.
She is a
she's
kick in the
that
pants. Yeah.
she's that tough love, no nonsense, just go straight into it. She's the 5 second rule,
Hmm.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes you need that. You need that when you're kind of in that lull and you're like, oh, I don't want to do the things. And 5 seconds, count down.
Count down and just do it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mel Robbins is she's one of the people that I definitely follow as well and love the 5 second rule. Love the book, The 5 Second Rule.
Hmm.
And just following her, she's pretty raw and real about things, but just engaging with her is great. And so thank you for that. Yeah, she is all about like, yeah, get up and get going and do it. Like quit thinking about it and quit complaining about it and quit, you know,
Well, yeah, just do
yeah,
it.
just do
I need that constant reminder though. So I always go back to her when I'm feeling in that low position. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, somebody yell at me.
yeah. So
Especially as entrepreneurs, we don't have that accountability sometimes, right?
right. We don't.
So we have to motivate ourselves to do it.
It's true because we are the boss. And so it's not like someone's going, "Hey, how's that?" I mean, I have me some Susie Moon now, my project manager, but we don't have the boss saying, hey, how's that going? When are you going to get that to me? Or, that kind of stuff. But we have to be the motivation, and we don't have like hard deadlines all the time. You do with getting projects done for clients and things like that. But even that is reliant upon the clients getting you their stuff a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's when we're creating our own stuff and putting it out there, like if you are creating a workshop, it's like we could change our launch date like all year long. And
Oh
instead
yeah.
we've got to
Yeah.
set up those like, hey, I'm launching here, and like we have to hold accountable to it, or we'd stay still, right? We'd totally
Yeah.
stay still.
Yeah. And too, with like the workshops that I started doing this year, I have to do my own marketing for my own workshops.
Yeah.
And having a solid date on them and having that registration open, it's like, okay, I put a deadline on myself to make sure that I get the marketing materials out in time so that I'm not sitting on Zoom by myself.
Yeah. So you're not all alone, hoping that someone may tune in at some point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we've worked on a
Exactly.
lot of that. What do you do to enhance your own productivity?
Oh, there's a lot of things. So one of the biggest ones that was super helpful that you gave me was task batching.
Mm,
Um, so putting like tasks together, one after the other, especially because I do so many different things, it was becoming like I'm jumping from website to email marketing to social media to Google ads and just kind of popcorning around. Um, and putting those like tasks together, it's almost like a machine. I'm like, okay, I'm checking everyone's Google ads all at once. And I'm going boom, 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 boom. All the Google ads are done. And
mm,
then emails, doing all the emails together, and then doing all the social together. Social media is a little more time consuming, so I do kind of break that up a little bit. But
yeah.
some of those little tasks, just batching them together, really that's how we got to the 4 days.
That's right.
Was
That's
mainly the
exactly right.
task batching.
Because, and especially because Tiffany, there's a few of you who have, so for me, it's like I have blocks where I do my one-on-one coaching, and then I have blocks where I'm teaching my programs and things like that. But I don't have projects that I'm working on for clients like you do as a marketing expert. And we've got some people who are graphic artists on here, and then like virtual assistants or project managers like Susie, who's on here, has specific clients that she does things for every week or at certain points during the month. And so to decide whether it's client by client or task batching, like I'm going to do all the people that I do Google ads for at this point. Like this is all Google ad, Google ad, Google ad. This is all, and so I think you have to decide to, I love this tip, Tiffany, because it's another way to look at things, because people feel like they have to dig into like one client or one something at a time. And you can flip it where it's what you're doing
What you're doing. Yeah.
instead of for whom you're doing it. And it totally flips it on end and gives you a whole other energy around what you're doing. And it feels like it has a beginning and it feels like it has an end point, right? It's not like I'm doing
Right.
these 7 things for this one client. Now I'm doing like this thing for several people, and then this thing for several people, or whatever it is. So I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and I tend to batch all of those on days that I like the little tasks, batching all those on days I know I'm going to be tired. So tend to be towards the end of the week, like on a Friday is when I do all those like little tasks that are every single week.
Yeah.
And that way, the beginning of the week, I can do the big frogs, which are like website builds, logo designs, the big stuff. So
And you
yeah,
save all those little things that don't take as much brain power for later in the week when you're a little more depleted, a little more worn out, and you've already taken care
exactly.
of all the big things. So
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, before we wrap up here, I would love to have you share with our audience anything that you have coming up in your business that you want to highlight and or give away to them. What do you have we've already talked about your social and where they can find you, but what do you have coming up?
Yeah, so we always have workshops coming up. We just held one, so I don't think we have one until January.
Okay.
But we do our workshops quarterly if you want to check those out on our website. And then also we always have a free consultation. So if you're questioning whether you need help, doesn't matter, totally free, no obligation. Just jump on there and grab a discovery call.
And where do they go to do that?
TiffanyCoxDesign.com.
TiffanyCoxDesign.com.
For all of the things.
For all the things. Let me see if I think I have this right here. Here we go.
Perfect.
Check me out.
There you go.
I'm like, oh, I think I saw something about that. Yeah, so you can head over to see Tiffany on all of her social channels, but also to TiffanyCoxDesign.com. You can schedule a call with her, a consult with her to see if you have something or you need something that she has. And she does have that workshop coming up in January and runs those quarterly. So be sure to engage with her. Tiffany, thank you so much for being here today. You're one of my most favorite people. She was also a partner at my Unstuck event, and it was awesome. And I hope she'll come back and be with us again. But yeah, I just appreciate your time so much today. And I hope that everyone here really tuned in with listening ears and hearing how much they can grow and what they can do, and also learned a lot about what you can do and about who you are. So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to just stay here for just a minute. We do have some things coming on at JMD Productivity Training. Just keep your eyes open. We have all the things coming up in December. And I'm not sure yet of the date because I think that, it might be the 20. Yeah, see how I am? My Susie's dying right now. 11, 12. I think on the 19th of December, we have all the things coming up again on the 19th. And look for who will be interviewing that day for right before the holiday. And also we've got Tame Your Task List is going to be in February. So when you are starting out the year and all of a sudden your task list with all these goals that you have set is becoming out of control again, you've got the jump start coming up in February, right after President's Day, and you can already put it on your calendar. You can already register for it at juliemillerdavis.com/jumpstart is where you can register for that and put it on your calendar. 90 minutes a day for 3 days that week, and we will change your world. I promise you. So we've got that coming up as well. And please keep following us and looking for us. And on my website, you can always find our daily productivity planner so that you can get the right things done in any given day. And you can just find that at juliemillerdavis.com or jmdproductivity.com. I will see you all next month when we return with all the things. Thanks, everyone.